How did you know Jeremiah?
We had went to the same school, Stevens.
Okay. And so, for about how long did you know him before May of 2017?
Not too long, maybe a couple years. I knew of him. I'd never really hung out with him.
Okay. And in April of 2017, did Jeremiah Rodriguez have a girlfriend?
Yes.
Do you know what her name was?
Desiree?
Okay. During this time in April of 2017, what were you doing for work?
I was a entertainer.
And when you say entertainer, can you kind of further explain?
I did work at the strip club from ages 18 until probably 20, 23.
Okay. Now I want to talk to you about Mark Saldivar. Did you know him?
No, I just knew him on Instagram.
Okay. Based on your knowledge of him on Instagram, do you know what his hobby was or what he liked to do?
Photography?
Okay. At some point in April 2017, did you come into contact with Mark Saldivar?
Yes.
Do you recall how you did that?
Through Messenger?
Okay. Is that on Instagram?
Yes, ma'am.
For what purpose did you come into communication with him?
Tamor wanted to make an album cover for his new song.
Okay. And so, specifically, why did you reach out to Mark Saldivar?
For that photo shoot.
Okay. And you said new song. What was Tamor's name that he would release songs under?
TAY K 47 or TAY K.
Okay. And regarding Jalen Bell, did he have any nicknames that he would go by?
Pimpies or Pimp.
Okay. Now, why was Mark Saldivar picked as the person to do the photo shoot?
Because he was offering to do it at low cost or no cost at all.
Okay. And were you supposed to be part of this photo shoot?
Yes.
Do you know what the plans regarding you were for the photo shoot? What were you supposed to be doing?
I was supposed to be in lingerie and with props of guns and marijuana and with a mask also.
Okay. And making the plans for the photo shoot, who was communicating with Mark?
It was me and Tamor.
Okay, and when Tamor was communicating with him, whose phone was he using?
Mine.
Okay. So at some point, did Mark Saldivar agree to be the photographer for this photo shoot?
Yes, he did.
Okay. And so on April 23rd of 2017, do you recall where you started the day off?
At Jeremiah's.
Is that Jeremiah Rodriguez?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What kind of car did you have at that time?
A black Kia Forte.
Okay. Who was that car registered to at the time?
My father.
Okay. But who was the one that was driving it?
I was driving.
All right. Do you recall how your hair was on that day?
I was wearing a blonde wig.
Okay. And what did you have planned to do that day?
Just a photo shoot.
And who were you with for the photo shoot?
TAY K and Jalen and Jeremiah.
All right. Did you guys go anywhere all together?
Yes.
Where?
To Mark's house.
And what vehicle did you all use to go to Mark's house?
My vehicle.
Okay. And who was the driver? Or when you guys got into your vehicle at Jeremiah's house, who was in the driver's seat?
I was.
And who was in the front passenger seat?
Tamor.
Who was sitting in the back directly behind you?
Jeremiah.
And who was sitting in the back directly behind Tamor?
Jalen.
Do you recall what color shirt Tamor was wearing?
White.
And just, can you explain Tamor McIntyre's appearance? as far as his skin color, how would you describe him?
Stop researching with ChatGPT.
Do you know what his race is?
Yes.
What is that?
African American.
Would you describe him as a light or dark-skinned African American?
Dark skin.
Okay. And regarding his height, is he tall or short?
At the time, he was my height.
Okay. And regarding his build, was he skinny or chunky?
Skinny.
Now, regarding Jalen's appearance, or do you know Jalen's race?
No.
Regarding his skin color, how would you describe his skin color?
Light complected.
Okay. And regarding his height, is he tall or short?
Tall.
And was he skinny or chunky?
Chunky.
And regarding Jeremiah, do you know what his race is?
Hispanic.
Okay. And was he short or tall?
Tall.
And skinny or chunky?
Skinny.
Okay. And did he have short or longer hair?
Longer.
Now, you stated previously that you all went to go pick Mark Saldivar up. Do you recall where you all picked him up at?
His house.
Did you pick him up directly in front of his house or down the street from his house?
Possibly diagonal.
Okay, so not directly in front of his house?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Do you know if Mark Saldivar had anything with him when he got into your vehicle?
Objection, lady.
Overruled.
You can answer the question.
He had a bag with him.
Okay. Do you know what was in the bag?
No.
Okay. Did he have anything else with him?
His camera.
Okay.
Objection, lady.
Overruled.
Do you know what kind of camera it was?
It was a white Canon.
Now, once Mark Saldivar entered your motor vehicle, who was sitting in the driver's seat at that time?
I was.
Who was sitting in the front passenger seat at that time?
Tamor.
Who was sitting directly behind you at that time?
Jeremiah.
And who was sitting in the middle of the back seat?
Jalen.
And who was sitting directly behind Tamor?
Mark.
Mark was sitting directly behind Tamor?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And so after you picked up Mark Saldivar, where did you guys go?
He asked us if we could reschedule for the day and if we can give him a ride to North Star. So I agreed and I said, okay, that's fine.
Okay. And so you were still going to give him a ride to North Star Mall?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And so on the way to North Star Mall, what happened?
We hit the light at McCullough and Tamor took out his gun and pointed it at Mark and asked for his bag. Mark refused to give him the bag, so they all started hitting him, and Tamor was hitting him with the gun, and the whole time I didn't look back, but when I did, I saw his face, and I started telling them to let him go, and I just kept screaming, let him go.
Objection, hearsay.
Overruled.
And Jalen opened the door and started pushing him out. And he was fighting to get back in the car. And then I didn't let him in the car. So he went around the car and he jumped on the hood. And then the light turned green.
Okay. I'm going to stop you right there, okay? So, when you all were at the light on McCullough, you said Tamor produced his gun, correct?
Yes.
And who did Tamor have the gun pointed at?
Mark.
And what was Tamor saying when he had the gun pointed at Mark?
To give him his bag.
And so, once the light turned green, what happened?
He pointed the gun at me and told me to start driving. So I started driving. I didn't know where to go, so I turned into the first place that I saw, which was the Chick-fil-A. Once I turned into the Chick-fil-A, he kept yelling at me to get him off the car. I didn't know how to, so I was just going back and forth really quickly. And then Mark kicked the windshield, and TAY K opened the door and shot him.
Okay.
He just
All right. So when you were in the Chick-fil-A parking lot and Mark was on the hood of the vehicle, who was sitting in the front passenger seat of the vehicle at that time?
Tamor.
What did you observe Tamor McIntyre do from the front passenger seat?
He shot him.
How did Tamor, did he exit the vehicle or did he roll the window down? How did he shoot?
Yeah, he opened the door and leaned out on one leg.
Okay.
Man, that was graphic. What's good? What they do? It's your boy Purple Lips, back with another controversial topic. Man, unfortunately today, well not today, but the other day, we had a jury against TAY K. We have an update, and his ex-girlfriend testified against him, and she told everything, man, and that was very graphic. I must say, man. First off, condolences to the kid Mark Salvador. No, did I say it right? Sorry, make sure I say it right. Saldivar. Mark Salvador, condolences to him and his family. It's very unfortunate that all these kids were looking for an opportunity, and this young man was trying to do a video shoot for TAY K apparently. And he was such a young kid, and obviously he was searching for an opportunity, so he gave it to them for a low price. And unfortunately, I guess apparently he wasn't able to do it that day after meeting up with them, so he wanted to reschedule. And apparently the other three guys, and this young lady was inside the car, and she was just driving because she was supposed to be part of the photo shoot. And these other guys, I guess, had a change of plans since he had wanted to reschedule, and they saw the opportunity to, I guess, rob his camera. And they saw that as I guess that's what they saw. Very unfortunate, man. Very unfortunate. I really want to say it's unfortunate to all these kids' families. Very unfortunate. All these kids were young. They were looking for an opportunity. And unfortunately, it turned into a bad opportunity. This young lady right here has to live the rest of her life traumatized. Traumatized from this experience that she had for the rest of her life. This TAY K, unfortunately, was a talented young man, and if he would have saw and believed more into himself and know that if he would have continued to take the steps towards his rap career, that he would have probably most likely made it if he believed in his talent, if he had the proper people around him. So it's very unfortunate that this man, that's probably, what was he, like 15, 17 years old when this happened? Now he's like 24 years old. It's very unfortunate that his family had to lose him from off the streets. The only way they could see him is behind those bars. He's doing a capital murder for 55 years. Man, this is another case. So he got, with her telling her everything like that, he slapped with it all, man. He's not coming back. And then the other kids, they were young as well, man. These kids were all in the range of, they was all in the range of, I'm going to say 15 and 18 years old when this had happened. And all their families lose them because they first was going to go after their career. And I guess this kid who had a camera, they saw that as an opportunity. Man, you guys got well, I hope that everybody saw this as a lesson. Young kids, young fellas, I hope you guys see this as a lesson. You know, you know, very unfortunate that all these guys were looking for an opportunity, but it came up short. And this young lady have to live her life like this, and these guys got to live their life behind bars. I hope that we could go ahead and I know we influence a lot of things inside this hip hop music, and it's done by on purpose. You know what I mean? But we can't actually follow through with this stuff, especially if you can make money, if you can make a career out of it. You know what I mean? So hopefully young kids learn from this lesson. I hope everybody can build from this story. Go ahead. If you like this video, go ahead and leave a like, comment, subscribe. I'm out.